We're going to start a little different today. I got my equipment sorted out, what I'm going to use today and everything. Get the sluice set up, put some material through it. Going to talk about natural history. This bedrock here, if you look at it, you can see the fissures in it. That comes from moisture seeping in, freezing, and then thawing. And when you're like prospecting for gold in just about any area, although you have to treat every area different depending on the geology, you'll find that you do better in fissures in bedrock or crevices in bedrock, and always looking for drop zones in a gold bearing area. There's a little bit of gold in this area, and there's a lot of bedrock here. And you'll see there's drop zones, and there's up the bank here further. This time of year, as the plants and brambles and stuff start to back up, you'll see this bedrock in here. It's pretty far up the bank, but it's obviously had plenty of moisture in it, and it's been frozen and it's cracked. So I'm going to say in a month or so I'll be able to work this bedrock. I'm not going to fight the brambles and stuff. I'm pushing time as usual here today. But I'm going to be looking at this area, which is a heavy drop zone. I just cleared a bunch of rocks out of there and actually hit clay already. That's the other thing. In these fissures in bedrock, in the cracks, the crevices, if you don't get down to where there's clay to stop the gold from going further, you're probably not going to, if you can't find the clay, you're probably not going to find the gold, because it just washes out in the light stuff. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to try to move some of these bigger rocks and get as much clay out of this as I can, and just to see how I do. But later on this year, I'm going to be working the higher banks into that old bedrock that obviously had a lot of moisture and freezing going on. Usually that stuff's deteriorated, breaks apart, washes away, just like everything else you see around here. It becomes float rock. But as you get closer to the water, you see what kind of things happen to it. Now the other thing is that when you hit water, if you haven't already hit clay, or if you hit water and not clay, you're wasting your time. So anyway, I have my classifier bucket set up, and I got my cons bucket there, and I got the tools out that I'm going to use. And obviously I'm working a short time, so I'm going to set you up and pause this while I gather some material. Back in a bit. Okay, so I flipped over these rocks around here and I shifted this boulder. First I dug underneath of it. I moved the rocks from this side of it so that I could shift it, and I dug down in there because there is some clay down in there. I got that, some in there and some in my classifier bucket. And I'm going to pan this out before I go any further, because if I go any further, it's probably going to be up in the top part here. But if there's gold in the bottom part, it'll be in the pan. So I'm going to go ahead and pan this out, and that'll determine what I'm going to do next. I'll be back in a bit. Well, I hate to continue this, but it looks like I might have to. I'm getting down in there pretty good. Moved this damn boulder and moved a bunch of rocks out of there. I came up with at least a half a bucket of material out of there. Got it classified. I panned out 2 pans. I actually saw some dots, so there's something there. So, I mean, I might have to finish this tomorrow, but what I'm going to do is try to get a little more material, maybe a super sluice pan, another pan of material out of there, and classify it and run it through this sluice, and then we'll see where we're at. So I'll bring you back on when I'm ready to run this sluice. Alright, there's what the hole looks like till tomorrow. It's starting to hit water down the bottom, so don't want to go much further than that unless you got something to clean it out. some kind of suction device. We're going to set this up, run this sluice. I really don't like the way it's set up. I have to put a rock in front of it to run interference with it. Push it up my mat at the beginning, causing it to try to float. Anyhow, there we go. A lot of clay. Clay seems to be mixed with float sand, but there's some hard clay in there too. I had to do a lot of work to get it broken up. Could have found a better place to set up the sluice. Playing that. I'd say I'm getting right up close to my quitting time because I got to go to work this afternoon. Looks to be like right about noon. If I would have come out here and do this tomorrow, I got to be prepared. So I do want to come out here and finish that crevice over there tomorrow. That's a promising crevice. So, a lot of gravel. Solid down the bottom of that bucket. Stuff you have to do to do that. And we'll take this down, put it in the bucket. Okay. now this looks like this is where I'm going to pan this out and clean it out. So now here tomorrow, I'm going to have to find a better place to set up my sluice. I had so much current going into it this time that it was bulging up my mats, causing them to float in the sluice. That's no good. Yeah. At this point, take what you get. When I was panning with that super sluice from that over there, I did see a couple little specks. A couple little pieces of flour gold. So we'll pan this out, take a look at it. Then I gotta pack it up and get out of here. I'm not sure I'm seeing anything, so I'm going to have to just go ahead and clean this up. And I think it's going to be tomorrow, but I will see you next time I see ya.